The first time I suffered burnout, actually, I think many of us we're burning out, but we don't understand or we don't see the early signs of burnout. The first time I recognized burnout, I remember it was 2015 and I was in the classroom. I was in a contract. I was putting 125 leaders through our leadership coaching program, the relational leadership program. And I was in the classroom, and at lunch break, I called my husband for a quick chat, and he said, "Oh, we got bad news. Your brother had a terrible accident back in the Caribbean." And I felt something moved in my body. Didn't understand. I was like, okay, I need to go back to the class and be normal because I'm the facilitator. I can't think about this right now. And I suppressed that. Went into the classroom, finished. I think it was a Friday because we were flying out. We were flying out to Florida. I was speaking in Florida that Monday morning, and I flew out to Florida. I was speaking at ICF conference, and I flew out. My husband and I flew from Winnipeg to Toronto. I was fine. Toronto to Canada, I passed out on the plane. And this is how burnout creeps up on us, and we don't even see what's happening. I passed out on the plane. They had to take a wheelchair to take me off the plane. I spent 9 days in Florida, in the hospital in Florida, and $50,000 US dollars later. That was the first time I recognized the sign of burnout. And so often we don't know that we're burning out. We're not seeing the signs of burnout, and we don't know what's happening. So since then, I have put my radar out, but I'll keep sharing with you what I've noticed. So anytime I notice that I got a flu symptom, or I'm coughing, or certain things, maybe indigestion, it's a sign of my body showing me that I'm doing too much and I need to step back, because I have always instituted a 24-hour rest, Sabbath rest in my life. That happens all my life. That's always been part of my life. So I had this false security that that was enough. But the length of days you stay in the office, especially in my work, because there's a lot of mental taxing. I'm always creating, coaching, training, developing, writing books. That takes a lot of frontal lobe energy. And we don't realize how much we're giving, and really paying attention to that. And I'll be sharing some tips on how to actually reverse burnout. What are some things that I've been doing to reverse burnout so you can quickly see the signs of burnout and then be able to stop it? Of course, one of the biggest tools in my toolbox for burnout is the 9-dimensional well-being and intelligence system. This assessment helps you to see how well you're doing on those 9 areas of your life: that spiritual, social, emotional, that occupational, intellectual, environmental, physical, and that interpersonal. All those play into. And I will share with you how we are recognizing the signs. And even those of us who have all the tools and the resources, doesn't mean that we cannot burn out. It means that we can identify it a lot faster, and we can stop the process. How do you stop the process of burnout? What do you do? I can't wait to tell you more. Join me for our upcoming masterclass that I'm teaching on December 4th. I'll be showing you some of the strategies, some of the tips, and then how we're using the 9-dimensional assessment to stop burnout and to stop it in its track. Because part of what we need to understand is how to manage burnout, how to stop it before it gets to that place where we're crashing. I learned a lot from my 9 days in the hospital in Florida. Let me tell you, that was, they did every test under the planet Because why would a 40 something year old healthy woman pass out on the plane? And that was what the doctors were curious about. They're like, what is this? Nobody could understand why a healthy person is passing out. But that's what happens when we overload our system. When we do too much in our system, it crashes. How to understand, how to identify those crashes, and how to stop them before we crash. These are some of the things that I'll be teaching and sharing, because you need to know that as a leader, you need to know that as an HR person, you need to know that as a professional, because you need to understand how to stop those processes. And what I learned for myself and what I'm doing, and some, to become an expert, they say you have to fail all the tests. You have to go through all the difficulties. You have to go through those challenges and overcome them. And it wasn't planned, but I seem to have been doing it on myself and helping my clients at the same time. So let's talk. Get registered, sign up. Let me share with you some of the tools and strategies and our resilience ecosystem platform, how we're using this to stop burnout in its track and get us to a place where we can mitigate these challenges and stay healthy. Because you know what? Your health is your wealth. We only have one body, one life, and we need to learn how to take care of it. I'll see you then.